expect to spend between $15 and $20 to get out of there.
Okay, just 2 meals for 20. You can get 2 meals? Yeah, you get 2 for 20.
You can get 2 for 20, but you better plan on getting water, and then you got to leave a tip. So 2 for 20 is probably good. You got to leave a tip. Yes.
I don't care.
Then don't go to a place like Applebee's if you're not planning to leave a tip.
Right, bro. If you don't leave a tip.
Stay home.
That's not my fault. You don't leave a tip.
Then don't go.
Take that to McDonald's.
Go to McDonald's. Go to Burger King. Go to a fast food restaurant. If you're not planning to leave a tip, do not go to a place like Applebee's.
Right.
Those people don't get paid minimum wage. Part of their salary is you leaving a tip on the table.
Right.
They make like $2.50 an hour.
It's the highest tip I ever got.
Exactly. And you're supposed to leave a tip for their service.
So I leave about 5 cents tip.
No.
Then stay home.
Bro, yeah, just stay home, bro.
Go to McDonald's. Okay? Go to New York Times Pizza.
That place sucks.
I was telling you, you don't have to leave a tip.
Yeah, you definitely.
Now,
Don't order that place.
what is a chemical bond? Alright? A chemical bond is when outer shell electrons, alright, when outer shell electrons are lost, gained, or shared. So we're going to talk about today who loses electrons, who gains electrons, and who shares electrons. Okay? Your activity that you're going to do is going to work with that.
We're not doing stuff like this, right?
What?
We're not doing this.
No, this is for chemistry on Monday. Has nothing to do with y'all. I just set it up because I wasn't doing it this afternoon.
I didn't know it's long.
Say what?
I didn't know it's long.
There's not a ton of notes for today.
It is.
The biggest part of them are at the front end of class. Okay, so we're going to talk about who's going to lose and gain electrons and who's going to share electrons. Yeah. Yep. Does everybody have it?
No.
All right, we caught up? All right, so we're going to do 3 kinds of bonds today. The 3 kinds we're going to do are ionic, metallic, and covalent. Now, we are only going to focus on ionic and covalent today. We will spend a little bit of time on metallic, but not a lot. Okay? Most of it will be on ionic and covalent. But we will talk a little bit about metallic. Now, you might remember the words ionic and covalent from biology class. Anybody?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now, we're going to talk about it in 2 ways. How they're different from the electron standpoint. Aren't helping with your pants, but look at another word. All right. How the electrons are different. And we're going to talk about how to identify it off the periodic table. Okay, everybody there?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to start with ionic first. You don't need that. We'll come back to it. All right, so an ionic bond. Is a bond where electrons are lost or gained. Some books will say electrons are transferred. Okay? Some books will say electrons are transferred. Because if they're lost by one, and gained by another, one atom transfers them. So, for example, if I have $1 and I lose it and Ureli gains it, you might say that I transferred my $1 to Ureli. Okay? Huh? No, I spent it on that Pepsi on my desk that I'm not supposed to have.
Wait, why can't you have?
It's bad for me.
Those are bad.
I mean, so is Coke.
Well, I
I'm
don't
not supposed to have it either.
Like Coke is like.
I had given them up and not had one in about 8 months.
And you're bad.
I don't have them very often, but I know. I have had several in the last 3 weeks. Yes, dear.
Would you let your husband take Zaxby's or not?
Would I let my husband take me where?
Zaxby's on your anniversary.
Yeah.
So you don't care?
It wouldn't be my first choice if I got a vote.
What's your first choice?
Somewhere nice.
I mean,
Go walk in this computer.
I eat at Zaxby's a lot because it's my son's usually first choice. So, I would not put that in my top 10 just because I have to eat there a lot. Huh? What do I get? Generally just chicken tenders. I don't usually get the wings. No. No, he usually gets the boneless wings and things.
Best thing there.
Not good.
You go to Olive Garden?
I don't mind Olive Garden. I like them.
Ew.
All right, so how are we going to identify an ionic bond? Because no one can look around at a compound and say, oh, it loses electrons. Oh, that one gains electrons. Nobody has the ability to do that. So how are you going to know who gains and who loses? All right? That's right. We're going to check the groups. So a metal and a non-metal will be an ionic bond because metals lose electrons and non-metals gain electrons. Okay? Metals lose, non-metals gain. So this is why in the last unit we had to learn where the metals were and where the non-metals were. And why I kept slapping the periodic table every time we got it wrong, because I knew we were getting to this point.
Let's start non-middle wrong.
I just got a text from my daughter. Guess where they're going for lunch? Yeah.
Hey, give me something.
She just finished the AP US History test.
It's finished.
Well, I assume, I don't know. She was taking it for last. So
They're
they're out.
Dang, y'all was moving all the time. What's
This is supposed to say non-metal, not no metal. As well can't spell today.
He said that.
That's supposed to say non-metal, not no
I didn't
metal.
even notice it.
I'm gonna grab some water real quick.
Okay. Now, so if we look back at the colors, where are the metals at up here based on colors? Blue is a metal. And where are the non-metals?
Yellow and orange.
Yellow and orange. Okay, green was a what again?
It was.
Metal. Okay, so when you're looking at your periodic table, if it's on the right of the staircase, above the staircase, just count it as a non-metal. Don't worry about it being a metalloid. If it's above the staircase, it's a non-metal. Okay? Now, so what groups like to form ionic compounds? All right, give me a metal group.
Transition.
Okay? Alkaline earth. What's to the left of the alkaline earth? Alkali. So group 1. Who does group 1 really like to form compounds with? Group 17. Good, Jose. So group 1 and group 17. And then give me 2 other groups that really like to form ionic compounds. 2 likes to form compounds with who? 18. Nope, 18 stable. It doesn't form a compound with anybody.
16.
And group 16. Now, why does group 1 and group 17 like to form compounds? Group 1 does what? Loses how many? And what does group 17 do? Gains 1. So that one loses 1 and gains 1. What does group 2 do? What's group 16 do? So lose 2, gain 2. Lose 1, gain 1. All right, they love to form ionic compounds. Now, there are other elements on the periodic table that will also form ionic compounds, but those are 2 groups that form the most stable ionic compounds because they're nice, easy switches of lose 1, gain 1, lose 2, gain 2. Everybody with me on that? All right. Now, covalent compounds. Covalent compounds share electrons. This is a bond where electrons are shared. Now, again, we cannot look at the periodic table and go, oh, those elements share. I mean, when I was in high school, I certainly couldn't look at an element and go, oh, that shares electrons. They don't look the same to me. They all look the same to you. So, how are we going to know who shares electrons? All right? Covalent bonds are between nonmetals and nonmetals. Okay? It essentially has to be all nonmetals to be a covalent bond. Okay? Really? I'm yelling at Jose to stop playing with that. And you're moving stuff around so you can play with the scale. Stop. You stop. So, what groups like to form covalent bonds? What groups are the nonmetals in?
Nitrogen family, oxygen family, the orange one, like not the noble gases.
Why not the noble gases?
Because they are like non-reactive.
That's right, they don't react. So anywhere from 15 to 17. All right, now I'm going to write not the noble gases. Okay, not the noble gases, because the noble gases do not react. Okay?
Oh, Jose, that track got leaked with Playboy Cardi. It's on fire. Did you hear it? No.
That's important right now. I'm glad you decided to interrupt my class to yell it across the room.
My bad.
It's fascinating.
So listen to this part.
Jose hadn't even listened to it. Why would I want to listen?
Jose, he gonna listen to it. He ain't even know. Oh, Playboy Cardi is his favorite.
Okay. Get back to me. Let me know if it's any good.
It's for listen to
Mostly pop. All right. Now, in a metallic bond, this one we're going to talk about next week. This is the weird bond of the 3. Here, the electrons are donated. Come pick up a piece of paper up against the trash can. To a region in space. Basically, the electrons move throughout the metal. Okay? The electrons move throughout the metal. They're not in one place. All right? And that's why metals are able to conduct electricity, because their electrons are able to move throughout the metal. They're not stuck in one place. And all the other types of bonds, the electrons are stuck in one place, so they can't conduct electricity. Those moving electrons are why things conduct. So when I asked, what's the difference between a ionic and a covalent bond, I meant, because it's not worded well, between the metallic bonds. Okay? How are ionic and covalent different from the metallic bond? It's not worded well. I need to take it out and reword it. Okay? All right, so how are they different from metallic? The electrons move in a metallic bond they do not move in ionic and covalent. Okay? So in a metallic bond, the electrons move. In an ionic or a covalent bond, the electrons do not move. They stay in their place. Okay? They're locked into position. They cannot move. Take your feet down off my counter. It's bad enough Grace is sitting on the counter.
It helps me focus.
Right.
I'm serious, it does.
Can I lay on the counter though? It helps me
No.
focus a lot.
You cannot.
Then we'll come in with like a bed sheet and blankets and stuff.
Exactly. So, what is a metallic bond going to look like? How are we going to recognize it? What's it made of?
Metals.
Okay, metals. Now, most of the time people say it's metals. All right? It can be one metal or a group of metals. Now, a group of metals is called an alloy. Can anybody name an alloy that's a group of metals that you know the name of?
Wheels.
What's a wheel made of?
Rubber. Alloy.
No, rubber's a amorphous solid. It's not
Made of
metal.
like
You said that's what it was made of?
Like he said, wheels. Give me something a wheel is made of. It's an alloy.
Yeah.
No, rubber is the tire itself, and that's not a metal.
alloy.
Rubber is not a metal.
No, but I mean wheels.
Steel. Steel is an alloy.
Isn't it like made out of two different metals? Or something?
It's actually made out of iron and carbon, but there might be something else in it. All right. What else? Starts with a C. I thought y'all might be able to give me about wheels.
Copper. Cobalt.
Those are elements on the periodic table.
A C.
They're metals. They're just plain old metals. CHR
Chrome.
chrome is an alloy. All right. Anybody ever heard of bronze?
Yes.
Okay, brass.
Yes.
Those are alloys. They're a combination of metals. All right. Now, here's an easy one for you to understand. Everybody at home has this. Okay. Everybody has aluminum foil. We write that formula as Al. Okay? It's a singular metal. We only write the formula as Al. It's millions of aluminum atoms. We don't write it as Al, 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 Al. Okay? We just write it as what? Al. We don't do that. So, just because it's a metallic bond doesn't mean it's going to have an Al bonded to something else. It might just be a singular Al by itself. Or like when you said copper a while ago. Copper is just Cu. That's a metallic bond. That's a whole bunch of copper atoms bonded together. Okay? We don't write Cu, 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 Cu because they're all coppers. All right? Same thing happens when we have brass. Brass is copper and zinc and I'd have to look. I think there's 10 in it. And then there's a percentage of each element that is essentially melted into a mold. Okay? But it's just a mixture. It's Sort of like making Kool-Aid, only melting the metals. All right, now. You got to do this before we practice with the activity. Yeah, you do. Then you're going to do the activity for a grade. Stop whining. Nothing's changed about the beginning of the year to now. Except that it's May and you don't want to do anything. It's not time to stop.
Time for review.
So, write that down and then we'll talk about how to do it. I'm going to do the first one with you. All right, ready? Why are you slamming that crap down? Right.
Right.
All right, how about now? All right, so when you look at the first one, how are we going to figure out the type of bond? What do we look for? This is what you're going to be doing on the activity. So how are you going to figure it out? This is what you're going to do when you've got to figure out the cutting and the gluing. What do we look at the element? What do we find about the element, not Jaya? What do you look about CS? That's right. What do you look on the pure activity and find?
The type, like, so.
CS is a what? Yes. All right. So you would figure out that CS is a metal. F is a what?
It's a non-metal.
Okay. All right, so if F is a non-metal and CS is a metal, what kind of bond did we say that was? Got it? All right, do the rest of them. Because I'm going to call on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you to come put it on the board. Alright? Y'all do that while I recalculate your test grades.
Wait, that one's my work.
Can you use what?
That one's my work.
Sure.
Take them off. Go back to it.
Alright, we done?
No.
I didn't think it'd take that long.
Well, what kind of stuff?
You only have 9 minutes left.
Yep.
Okay. Hell, you can't count. You labeled 2 of them before. You
We gotta do
labeled 2 of them before.
prime facilities.
So the way you counted, you have 11.
Did I do one time?
I don't know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. See if you can figure out why you have 11.
I ain't really looking at that. What did I do?
I have no idea.
What did I That's it. Just make sure. I kind of confused myself too. Just.
You missing one, Markel?
I don't know.
I think you're missing one. It starts at 2.
I think I did. I think I missed the first one.
Okay. I only count 9. I've done it like 3 times.
Yeah, I missed it.
Okay. This one's opening 4. This is the actual one. I don't know which one. I don't know what that is.
Really, Grace? You turned in Nigel's with your opening? You did the opening for him so he could have 100? That's a 90 every day of the week. Huh?
This one, I don't know what this one is. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that one back.
Probably I fell asleep.
So you did opening 4 twice.
I did. I don't know. This one, that's,
So this opening 4 shouldn't count.
yeah, that shouldn't, but the one behind it.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I was probably just going crazy that day.
Alright, so do we have it done now?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put the first one on the board. Since I know it is done. You just being hard to go along with over there. Huh.
Where's your, can I write another color?
Sure.
Already
Okay,
clicked.
sounds good. I like that. All right, can I get a taker for number 3 up there? Oh, now you feel the urge? Is that a no? I'm ignoring Ms. Bowles' afraid she'll skip me. You've been hanging out with Jose too long.
Number 3.
I would really like you to do number 3.
Missed it.
And then number 4.
Go ahead and do number 4.
I'm getting that.
Can I get a volunteer for number 3?
Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, wait, no, not number 3.
Me?
I can do
I would know.
I can do the high and low, but just not.
So you'll do number 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can do one with you, they gonna be right. Maybe.
Can I do 4?
I already got 4. Oakdale's doing 4.
I said 5.
I'll be fine.
And 6.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Good.
I'm not confident in this answer, just so you know.
I will help you if you're not confident you get stuck.
Okay. I'm stuck,
Which one?
okay.
ECL 3? Yes.
Okay.
What's 41?
That's old.
I feel the urge.
Wait, so is this 3 now? I mean, 3 elements?
Yeah. So what's S?
Okay, so that's a non-middle.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell.
Wow.
Just write N.
No.
And then O is a what?
It's a non-middle.
Okay.
Okay, so 3,
So if you got a metal and a non-metal, what is it?
It's gonna be ionic.
Correct.
Said iconic.
Alright, so for all of you who are like, Eduardo, you didn't give me any open? Okay. For those of you who are like, I don't know what to do, any combination of a metal and a non-metal is automatically what? It's automatically ionic.
Why is your board on that? Or ionic.
Okay, that's good. HCl, who wants to do that one for me?
Me, I said, see.
Go ahead. I don't have them numbered in my head. I don't know which one's which.
What is that?
I fixed the one that I couldn't read also, Elizabeth. Like clearly on the next one.
You connect this to that, and then that, right? And then those shoot gas through that.
Yeah. Okay, and MEN, any takers on MEN?
Yeah.
I'll ask for volunteers on that one.
Okay, I'll go up there.
No, you already been. I'd like a taker on somebody who's not
Jose.
in up there.
Eduardo.
Yep, Eduardo, I didn't even do it. Eduardo.
I'm shocked that Eduardo didn't do it.
Me.
Just shocked and appalled. Grace, you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Shocked and appalled. Yep, MN's a metal, so it's a metallic bond. Everybody good? All right, Grace, come here.
I get some water.
Oh.
Water.
Yes. Trying to injure yourself over there or break something.
You know, actually, I forgot to tell you one thing, you know.
It's on wheels.
I didn't know those things.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Mind your business. Girl, I ain't even talking to you. Leave me alone.
Go buff it on the little thing.
All right. Everybody got a paper?
No.
Yes, she does. Don't let her lie.
Thank you. All right, so this is what you can write today. On the back table, there are orange pieces of paper. They are scissors and glue. So you're going to take your orange piece of paper. You are going to fold it in half so you have two sides. All right? On one side, you're going to write the word ionic. And on one side, you're going to write the word covalent. You're going to make 4 examples of ionic and 4 examples of covalent. There are all kinds of combinations y'all can make. Okay? So don't let your neighbor tell you got the wrong one. Do not mess with my lab equipment if you're working at the counter. Do not shove it off. Do not move it and cause the equipment to slide. Plus, it scratches the counter. Now, you should have them glued down so they look like this. 4 examples. Okay? You should not have this. Okay? Every year, I get something that looks like that. All right? Your examples cannot look like that. I don't know what elements are matched up if you do that. I can tell which elements are matched up this way. Okay? So, to be ionic, it has to be a what and a what again? a metal and a non-metal. And to be covalent, it has to be what? Non-metal, non-metal. Okay? So, you have 20 minutes maximum to do that. 20 minutes. Work quickly. And then bring it up here, put it on the stool.
What, hamburger style?
Yep, I don't care. Hamburger style is preferential to hot dog style.
Miss McLeod.
What?
Give me a paper,
Oh.
please.
Here. You. Are you alive?
Too much.
Would you like the trip to the airport? Okay. You don't want it?
If it's to the right of the staircase, count it as a non-metal.
So it's,
If it's above, count it as a non-metal. If it's below, count it as a metal.
Are we supposed to have one non-metal left over?
Huh?
I have one non-metal left over. Am I supposed to?
No, you should have exactly the right number.
Oh, wait, no. I have one.
Hello, Miss Sullivan. How are you? The assignment we're doing is this paper and the supplies are on the back table. If you work with somebody, they can point you in the right direction.
You want me to switch?
Huh? Yes. Actually, bring it to me, because I'll probably grade them as, you know, I just gotta put them in.
Put the middles in the first one. And the second one. Just put, non-metal. I think it's the- I'll just leave it all there.
So, you know, we do the usual packet, yes. This year's the thing, but in terms of black, we'll get black, but the front is color. Almost a granite, the four motions granite. Granite.
Right here. Y'all stop making all that noise.
Yeah, just like I was in second.
So if it's a middle and a non-middle, it counts as a high.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Now we got.
Miss Wallace,
Yeah.
if you put a metal and a metal together,
You put a what and a what?
a metal,
Yes, a little bit.
A metal and a what?
a metal and a metal together, is it a?
If it's to the right of the staircase, above it, counted as a non-metal.
Okay.
If it's below, counted as a metal.
I think it's ions like metal, non-metal, and the other one's non-metal, non-metal, right?
So what?
I said ionics like non-metal, metal, right?
Ionic is a metal and non-metal.
Okay.
Yep, hand it to me. I'm ready to turn it in.
Go up.
Huh,
There's glue sticks at a group.
is what?
There's glue sticks at a group.
Gotta throw it out there.
Oh my God. I gotta do that one. Wait, I'm going back here.
Yeah, and non-metal. So like, it's a metal and a non-metal. Yeah. It's the MG and the both. And if the doesn't go with it, it's just like two of them both. That would be there. Yes. That's what, that's not, neither is it can't be two metals, it can only be one metal and all of them. Yeah,
No.
that's it's one metal, right?
Yes.
And then one not metal. Yeah.
This,
It's two non-metals.
we did that in class.
Just walk.
What?
I call my mom.
On the back?
She called me.
You only gave me 5 cents. Alright, next page.
Wait, you never put the reason.
I mean, just because we're gonna talk about it in class. So, to go.
So basically what we do is highlight.
Yeah, but everything that gives you information, but it doesn't directly tell you. Channels, it's your definition. It's like it's invisible.
Who am I waiting on at this point?
Wow.
Yeah,
What's a channel, like water?
It has to do with like fish and stuff. Or
what are you
like,
talking about, a channel for what?
it just says channel, like this sentence is bait rested on the sandy floor of the channel.
Oh, yeah, that's like a river or something like the Chesapeake Bay is often referred to as a channel.
I heard it like
Yes, it's a channel. Thank you. You're supposed to have 4 examples. There's 3. Yep. There's 4 here. These are all right. These are all right. Because you're missing an example.
Oh.
You got 90.
Okay.
Unless you find me a 4th example.
Can I do okay?
Just like write one down.
Yeah.
Can I do okay?
Watching some movies like that.
Yeah. There's nothing. Color.
Florian,
Color.
I'll take it.
Teenage girls there.
Thank you.
I'm so mad that she postponed that movie. Like, what they said about us having work had nothing to do with the movie situation. I said, what are you talking about?
Oh, that's not her fault.
I wish I asked them. she had a question, 'cause I feel like that was something that we would do. I thought it was good. Yeah.
Well, sit down where you're supposed to be. Let him go. All right, who am I still waiting on?
I don't know.
Come on, Pokey. All right, is that everybody? Did everybody put their glue and scissors back? Anytime I can be helpful.
Why do you say it like that?
A little sarcasm for you. All right, so I guess we'll have to do oxidation numbers on Monday since it seemed to take us forever.